I am Irma. I'm 16. I study in the 9th grade of an ordinary high school. You know, there are loners in every group. They prefer to stay away or have minimal interactions with the other people. They are on their own, and I'm one of such people. Due to my personality type, I used to be considered an ugly duckling. To make you understand, I will give an example. Once, a teacher called me up to the blackboard. I was supposed to recite a poem which we had learned at home. With my stage fright, each performance in front of the class was a torture. Luckily enough, I did not have to go through public speaking too often. Much to my annoyance, everyone was at school that day. I was very tense, and when the teacher called my name, I had to stand up and recite. My hands were shaking. I tried to avoid my classmates' piercing stares. I muttered that poem to myself and rushed back to my seat. No one seemed to even notice. I got some grade, and that's it. Another challenge was finally over. That was my school routine until one day in the recent past. But I'll tell you about that later. Now I should introduce a person who turned my life upside down. There is one girl in our class. Her name's Anne. She's a real star in our school. Very fashionable, stylish, and a really bad student. No wonder. She had no time for studying. Thousands of followers on Instagram and lots of attention kept her busy all the time. As you might guess, I was an object of humiliation for her, and other classmates tried to be like her. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened. A month ago, our class got an assignment. We had to prepare a New Year's performance. God, I just hate that all. When it came to distributing the roles, everyone already knew who would play the Snow Maiden. I think all the boys wanted to see Anne playing that role, and it was assigned to her. As a fan of reading, I was tasked with writing a script for the fairy tale. I was happy about it, as I didn't have to perform on stage. I came back home and got to the script immediately, without even having a dinner. Some of my classmates told me the script was great. Of course, they made sure Anne didn't hear that. I felt very good about myself. Everything was perfect until the day X. As always, Anne was getting late. It was no surprise for anyone, but not today. It was a super important event for the class. It was about time to start, but she wasn't there. Then Anne called and said she wouldn't come at all. Everyone was there in the assembly hall, even the school principal. My classmates were seized with panic when our supervisor told me to substitute her. Why me? Find someone better. I'm no good at it, I protested. But he said I was the only person who knew the word, and other girls had to play other characters. Pressure from my classmates and the teacher made me agree. I was terribly scared. I still remember the moment when I came on stage and froze. Those couple of seconds lasted forever. So many people were looking, but I had no other choice. To be correct, the choice has already been made. It was one of the most stressful days in my whole life. Actually, I wasn't so bad. Despite shaking, the performance went well, and I felt relieved. Teachers and students learned something new about me. No one believed I could do it, especially myself. But I did it, and it's all that matters. Anne came next day. She was even less friendly than usual. She made it clear she wouldn't leave me alone. I substituted her at yesterday's play. I wasn't sure what the queen of the school would do to me. I could only guess. It was her role, and I didn't need it. But if you want to play so bad, why wouldn't you even bother to come? I couldn't get it. The only thing I was sure of is that she was mad at me. She couldn't stop making fun of me during breaks. I got fed up with that. I was very patient, but it was too much. I was thinking what I should do about it while sitting in class, and I decided to come up to her after school and put an end to that kind of behavior. The class was over, and full of courage, I came up to her. She agreed to talk in the bathroom. She expected me to apologize, and was very surprised when I refused to do that. I tried to explain the situation, but it didn't work. Anne was still looking at me with contempt like I was nothing. I could no longer stand it and started yelling at her. "What did you expect? It's all your fault. You should have come yesterday," I said. That was the first time I exploded. When I saw her face, I realized she was lost. Anne started crying. I felt ashamed and awkward. I didn't know what to do to comfort her. When she finished crying, she came up to a window and took a deep breath. She looked exhausted. I dared to approach her again and asked what happened. I said I didn't wish her bad and felt sorry for yelling. Anne gave me a look and then said while looking out the window, "I'm from a very rich family. I think you know it. Since childhood, I've been taught to look good and told I was better than anyone else. I became very popular because of my personality. But I never had real friends. I realized that yesterday when my mom got into a car accident, and instead of being supportive, my friends simply asked me what I would be wearing today. I was hurt and felt bitter. That's why I didn't show up." After that story, my attitude towards Anne changed. I no longer thought she was bad. There are good and bad things about every person. I said I felt sorry about what happened and gave her a hug. It was a hard day, but it was worth it. I've becoming more enthusiastic about performing on stage, and our relationship with Anne is quite good now.